must have covered several transactions involved in that year.
It could be, sir.
Alright. There were several deposits in various amounts. Right?
It could be, sir.
There are several withdrawals covering various amounts.
It could be, sir.
Alright. And your observation and your statement applies to all this account, particularly for the year 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, and 209.
It could be, sir.
Now, if ordered by the court to produce the statement of accounts, will you be able to do that? I'm not asking you whether you're willing, but will you be able? Because I know you'll be willing. Except when you are already somewhere else.
Yes, sir. We will comply whatever it is being required in the subpoena.
In view of the answer of the witness, Your Honor, may we respectfully request that the statement of account covering these periods, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2010, be produced by the witness at the most convenient time, considering her condition now, Your Honor. Our purpose, Your Honor, is to show that this figure is not made in one single deposit, one single withdrawal, Your Honor.
Yeah, may I just address before I make a ruling on your request? This is a checking account.
Yes, Your Honor.
Witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Opened, when was its first opening?
It was opened in 1989.
89. And this continued up to 2010.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that this account carried a running balance month by month, year by year, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, over the years up to 2010. It's a running balance, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that the balance at the end of December 31st, 30, December of, at the end of December 2010 is the result of those running balances from the time it was opened in 1989 up and until the year 2010.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it reflects the changes in that account over these years, reflecting at the same time the transactions that went on in the deposit and withdrawal of monies in this special account over this long period of from 89 ending December 31st, 2010.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So the witness is instructed by this court or ordered by this court to produce the documents that the defense counsel requested.
If Your Honor, please, notwithstanding the willingness of the witness to bring them, may we ask that we be permitted to go to their bank just to save for convenience, Your Honor, because we can procure certified copies, Your Honor.
There's no objection from the prosecution. I will authorize it.
We respectfully and vigorously object.
Why not join him?
And
so that we can expedite the hearing.
we defer. We
joined him. Anyway, there's nothing unusual. It's already established that this is a running balance over a long period of time. That will entail 89 to 2010.
we withdraw our objection.
120 months of balances.
We withdraw our objection and accede to the good suggestion of Your Honor.
Both prosecution and defense counsel go to the bank, examine the monthly balances and the quarterly balances and the semi-annual balances and the annual balances over this period of time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So ordered.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Now, in view of this development, Your Honor, We have, in the meanwhile, no further cross-examination question to the witness, Your Honor.
In the meantime,
Yes, Your Honor, because our continuation of cross-examination
subject to further cross-examination.
on the basis, because there are no statements yet that we have examined, Your Honor.
All right.
We wanted to assume or to prove.
So
to
you're suspending your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
All
Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
Granted.
Your
The
Honor.
gentleman from Cebu.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President,
The gentleman from Cebu has been recognized.
may I just address some questions of Ms. Dizon? Ms. Dizon, are there any other accounts in Bank of PI under the name of Renato C. Corona?
Your Honor, as I mentioned earlier, I only look into the subject account number stated in the subpoena.
All right. Without objections from the defense counsel, since they're already going to go to the bank, would the court kindly subpoena other accounts under the name of Renato C. Corona in the Bank of PI, including savings account, certificates of deposit, time deposits, unit investment trust funds, and other such deposits in the Bank of PI?
I respect the request of the distinguished member of this court, but under the rules, a subpoena must specify the periods involved, the bank accounts involved, and the specific documents required. But that is a fundamental requirement of subpoenas, and so we have to observe that. In fact, we have already made a ruling on that.
I understand. If I just recall, about an hour ago, Mr. President, the court accepted our request to subpoena attached accounts at the PS Bank, including but not limited to certificates of deposit, time deposits, savings deposits, and unit investment trust funds. Now, the reason for this, and if I might explain, Mr. President, these funds tend to come and go, but they're normally, if the SALN asks the filer to list his assets and liabilities and net worth as of a given year, and the court sees fit to subpoena the bank accounts in a certain bank, the court limits itself very severely by not looking into the other deposits in that bank. Now, I'm only asking for peso deposits,
Anyway,
Mr. President.
This is a peso account
This is a
under
peso account.
Republic Act 1405. In an impeachment case, we can look into and inquire into the bank accounts of the respondent. The court will grant it.
Thank you very much,
The
Mr.
clerk
President.
of court is directed to issue the corresponding subpoena.
Thank you.
The gentleman from Iloilo.
Mr. President, may the court be provided with the documents that counsel for the defense has so kindly allowed to be examined in the bank premises? We would also, as members of the court, I believe that we are also entitled to see these documents. Because this is already with the consent.
That's a reasonable request. So the bank concerned is ordered to submit certified true copies of the bank statements over the period from the time the bank this checking account was opened up to the year ending December 31, 2010.
Mr. President,
The majority floor leader.
Mr. President, there are members of the court who wish to be clarified on the motion for subpoena of Senator Osmeña earlier and today. So may we recognize Senator Pia Cayetano?
Senator Pia Cayetano has the floor.
Mr. President, earlier today, Senator Marcos took the floor and put on record that what was resolved in caucus yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, was the ending balances. And His Honor confirmed that. And then later on, there was a request by Senator Drilon, and then now Senator Osmeña is states that that request for a subpoena on additional documents was approved. So I have to say I'm a little bit confused because my understanding in conference also with the majority floor leader was that these were all going to be subject of a caucus because it is a change in what was taken up in caucus. I am not taking a position, simply clarifying that Senator Marcos, to my recollection, correctly stated what was taken up in caucus. So,
This is only with
reference to peso accounts, Mr. President.
No, let me explain. The ruling of the court is, as you stated correctly, we had made it a formal ruling that only ending balances would be required. But in the case of this particular account that we are now discussing, in effect, the depositor already gave permission
Yes.
for the examination of all the accounts year month by month from the beginning of the opening of this account up to the year ending December 31st, 2010. So then Senator Osmeña, in the face of this development, made a motion to include other bank accounts in this bank, and there was no objection on the part of the depositor, represented by counsel, and that is why the chair has seen fit to issue a ruling, an order rather, to subpoena the records of any bank accounts from this particular bank only. If there are any such bank deposits.
Mr. President, I'm looking at the defense and either they're not listening or it is okay with them because I am simply reiterating the understanding in caucus. So definitely if the defense has no problem, I'm not speaking on behalf of the defense, I am simply confirming that the resolution in caucus was to limit it to the ending balances.
If the depositor will seasonably object, then I would enforce our ruling. But it was in fact the depositor that started the request for the production or examination of the monthly bank balances of that current account that was mentioned involving the Banco de las Islas Filipinas.
Besides,
Mr. President,
Your Honor,
with the indulgence of Senator Pia Cayetano, if I may.
Yes.
I would just like to remind everyone that the reason that I believe that we cannot read anything into the fact that the defense did not object, because according to our rules, they cannot object.
Precisely.
So I think maybe perhaps we should hear from them if they have any reservations about all of these suggestions and motions. And
that's why I wanted to take the floor, if Your Honor, please, and place on record that even if we wanted to object in view of the clarification made